So Vlogmas day 1. I almost walked out of the door without bringing my camera because I'm not used to bringing it with me everywhere. Because I usually film on Saturday and then I edit during the weeknights and then I try and upload by Wednesday. But, so yes, welcome to my 12 days of Vlogmas day 1. I am letting my car heat up. It's not that cold. We had a really cold snap over the weekend, but it's warmed up a little bit. But I'm still that person who gets cold, so I've got my big blanket scarf on. So this is what I look like just when I go to work. Some days I'll do my hair and wear it down, maybe Wednesday or Friday. Especially Friday, I try and get it done every Friday just because I like to do something after work and feel pretty so that, you know, I'm motivated to start my weekend. But most of the other time I just dry my hair and put it up in one of those, you know, claw clip things. So yes, this is what I look like day to day when I go to work. So real quick, before I have to actually start driving, what I wanted to talk about was cravings and quitting sugar. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, over the last couple months, I was cheating with keto-friendly desserts, you know, using Splenda, making delicious, you know, cheesecake fluff with cream cheese, sour cream, and Splenda, and it was keto friendly, so I was just eating as much as I wanted of it. And I was getting on this cycle where during the weekends I'd kind of binge on those and then I'd cut throughout the week, which is why when I did my what I eat in a day, it seemed like I wasn't eating much. Well, that's because I was trying to cut down because I realized I was eating, you know, too much again. I had to move my arm because it was getting tired. But that's the thing about food addiction, is it's always there. You never really get over it. That's like saying, you know, would you let an alcoholic just have one drink? Well, no, because they can just start again, you know. It's just, it's different with food though, because you have to eat, you know. You can't just give up food. It's always there and you have to eat, and, you know, people celebrate with it all the time for birthdays, you know, the holidays. And so I had to quit again. I had to quit sweets, not necessarily sugar, but well, definitely I've not really eaten sugar since I started the keto diet, but I definitely had to give up my sweets. So last week on Monday, I told myself that I was not going to give myself, you know, a little sweet treat at the end of the day, because I need to get back, change my tastes again. So I didn't pick up any dark chocolate. I didn't eat any peanut butter because I've noticed I've been eating lots of peanut butter and that's really, you know, dense in calories, and it's sort of a higher carb food. 2 tablespoons is around 4 or 5 net grams of carbs. So all last week I didn't have a sweet treat. All I did have were a couple tablespoons of straight up cream cheese, you know, and it kind of had, you know, it has the consistency of cheesecake, but it's not sweet, and I did really well with that. However, I did go to that Christmas party. I didn't eat anything sweet, but I just, you know, overate on dry rub chicken wings and crudité with dip. I made my own dip and it was fabulous. And then Sunday was the Muscle's birthday, so we went out to a Mexican restaurant and I ate all the fajitas, you know, without the wraps, but lots of cheese and guacamole. So I kind of overate, and then I ate lots of almonds. So yesterday I did good. Yesterday was Monday, and I did fine. No issues there. Didn't go over anything. And today I'm gonna just keep going. Friday we're supposed to have a work holiday party, and it should be fine there. It's gonna be Greek, so I'm just gonna eat some chicken and some salad. But yeah, I really struggle with the weekends, and I think it's because I'm not tired. So I don't go to bed right away. So I notice that the later I stay up, the more I want to eat. So weekends are tough for me because I'm not working, you know, I kind of get bored. I'm a bored eater. And then when I'm tired, but I know I can stay up because I don't have to get up too early the next day, I eat to keep myself up so I can enjoy my weekend. So I really got to work on those. So that's just a little update with the diet. This morning I had 28 grams of almonds, and I love, you know, any kind of almond, pecan, peanuts, anything like that. They're just so dense calorically, and they, like, almonds can have a little bit of a high carb count. Not really. I love pecans. Pecans have like 1 gram of net carbs per serving, and they're just so delicious. So this morning I had almonds and coffee. For lunch I'm doing hot dogs. I'm having 2 Nathan's bun length hot dogs. And I won't film at work just because I don't want to get fired. But so that's what I'm going to have for lunch. And then for dinner, I'm going to have pork with pork tenderloin, or no, pork loin fillet, something like that. I have to look, with broccoli. So, and then my cream cheese dessert, which isn't sweet at all. So, but yeah, I'll get back to you throughout the day. So just in case you weren't aware, this is what I had for lunch. I had 2 links. They are the Nathan's all beef bun length hot dogs, and I think I mentioned that earlier in the morning. But yeah, I had already packed them for lunch, and then I just heat them up in the microwave for a minute and eat them with Dijon mustard. So that was my lunch. Okay, so I just got home from work. We had to stay late. We have meetings on Tuesdays, and so it's almost dark outside. I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat till 6, but I am going to have a snack. Usually I will have a snack after work and before supper. So I'm going to look. That might be cheese. Ooh, I do have some broccoli and dip. I think I'm going to do broccoli and dip. So I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. Okay, so 98 grams of broccoli. And this is just sour cream dip that I made. I made this for a holiday party that I went to, but I used, I think it was Daisy sour cream, but this Great Value, it was on sale for like 97 cents, so it's a little waterier than I thought it was going to be, but it still tastes good. It's just not as like thickened, but it's just, what is that, 16 ounces of sour cream with a ranch packet that I love. And I think that's better. Like, it's so easy to make, you know, just with the ranch dips packets. They're so easy to make, and I think that they just taste better than the regular dip that you buy already made. I mean, this is basically pre-made. You just mix it, but I think it tastes better. Also, too, a little tip, if you are ever trying to count calories and cut them out, use dip rather than ranch dressing, because it's like 1/3 the calories. So, good idea. So I'm going to scoop on some of this real quick. So let's see, 10 grams, 13 grams. That should be good. So we were sitting right at about 28 grams. And that's going to work for me for my broccoli. So I left my tripod at my mom's because that's where I used it. I used her kitchen and her mantle to film because it's more photogenic than the one that I actually use all the time. I don't know, it's just bigger and it's easier to film in there. So I'm kind of got this set up on a box, so I hope it doesn't fall while I film, but I got my broccoli and my dip, and it's delicious because I'm starving. So so like I said, I'm giving up sweets. I've already given up sugar, and I realized, like, you know, how come I was able to stay away from like pasta and cake and actual non-keto foods, and it's because I never cheated on them. Like, I know now for 2.5 years, almost 3 years, wow, I haven't had any of that. I haven't had a potato or a french fry or corn or anything, bread. I haven't had any of that. And I haven't cheated, but I have cheated with artificial sweeteners. And so I think what I'm going to have to do is like get on a streak. Like I said, I did pretty well last week until the holiday and the birthday parties. Because, you know, I want to enjoy those. But I've been back on the horse the last 2 days, since Monday and Tuesday. Yep. So once I get on a streak, I'll be like, okay, I haven't broken my streak in like a month, and then it'll just be easier to go, and my taste will have changed hopefully by then too. So just some thoughts on getting back and quitting sweets and all that again. It's kind of hard once you start, and it kind of sucks, but gotta do what you gotta do. Again, back to the whole 12 days of Vlogmas thing. I really want to do that for lots of reasons. Like I said, I want to get used to making videos a lot more quickly and editing and uploading them more quickly and get on like a better schedule, because right now I'm just doing 1 a week, and I want to devote more time to it but do it more efficiently. Also too, I have shorter ideas that wouldn't really do well in their own video. Like, I can just say them here, kind of. I want to get to know you guys, and I think it'll keep me busy because I'm going to have a lot of time off for the holidays, but I don't just want to waste it. I want to work towards something, and this seems like it. This is my biggest hobby that I do outside of work. I mean, work's not a hobby, but you know, it's like the only thing that I do that's productive outside of work. So yeah, I mean, there are lots of little reasons why. So those are my reasons why that I want to do this. So I hope you guys are enjoying Vlogmas. It should be a little bit more exciting. Right now, like I had to work tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday I'll have to work. But Friday I'm going to show you how I'm going to get ready for a party, and then once I'm off for the holidays, hopefully it'll be a lot more exciting. I want to go do some Christmas shopping, some last minute Christmas shopping for some family members. I got most of everything for the mussel, I believe. Got one more thing left. But yeah, so I'm going to finish my broccoli, turn on some YouTube or some Netflix or something, and watch some TV for a minute, and then I'm going to cook my supper, which is already made. I made it all last night. It's a pork tenderloin. I have to look at it. And I seasoned it already. I'll show you what I seasoned it with. Okay, so this is my favorite seasoning ever. It is called Slap Your Mama. Now I do have the regular kind. It's in a yellow, like, shaker. But this one is the salt-free, or low sodium. It's the white pepper blend, and I really like it a lot better than the full salt. This full salt's just too salty for me. I first tried this when a friend brought it back from Louisiana, and I could barely find this. I had to go to the Beef Jerky Hut, or whatever it's called, and I wasn't even looking for it. I just saw it. I was like, I have to have that. So I tried out with different seasonings, but this is my favorite. It's good on pork and chicken and fish, and I just love it. And so I put it on everything. Yeah, so the Slap Your Mama is my favorite. And so last night I made my pork. I just, you know, put that on it, gave it a little bit of a rub. I seared it in a pan, and then I stuck it in the broiler. I'm used to broiling things. Long story. For about 15 minutes, and my pork was done, and it was delicious. So now I just got to heat it up in the microwave, and I'm just going to steam some broccoli in the microwave too. So I'll show you what that looks like when we get there. So this is the pork tenderloin that I prepared last night, and this is like one long package, and then I bought a shorter package for the rest of the week, and then there's the rest of my broccoli I'm going to eat with my dinner. And I said that I put the Slap Your Mama on it, and I said that was a low sodium, and I could have sworn the first one that I ever had that my friend gave me said low sodium, but this one just says white pepper blend. So maybe it's not low sodium anymore, because the main ingredient now when I look at it is salt. So I don't know, maybe it's not, but it's definitely not as salty as the yellow one, so it's still my favorite. Or maybe that's just my mind playing tricks on me, who knows. So I'm going to get myself some pork chopped up. I'm thinking about 300, maybe 275 grams of that. And then maybe another 100 or so grams of broccoli. I'll just have to measure it. And then I'll put it into my food log app. So we'll see. Okay, so it looks like a lot. It is. It's 272 grams of pork. And y'all, okay, so when it comes to chicken, because I'll make a chicken breast at a time, usually, I will measure it raw. Okay, and then I'll portion it out like that. Sorry, it looks like I have no hair. I do have hair. I'll make it raw. And I'm sorry I'm holding it like this. I left my tripod at my mom's house. So we're a little bit close up today. And that's easier to do because they're already portioned. But when it comes to this tenderloin, or like a rump roast that I make, I do it after it's cooked because it's easier to slice it off and count it that way. And then, yeah, I mean, when you cook it, it loses lots of fat and water too, but it loses lots of fat. So for me, it hasn't bothered my weight loss whether I measure it cooked or raw, so I just measure it cooked if it's more convenient. But usually chicken I'll measure raw, so yeah. Okay, now I'm going to zero back out my scale for my broccoli, and I'll show you how I make my broccoli. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse it real quick, and then just drain it, and then use this exact same Tupperware in the microwave for about 2 minutes. Let it sit for a minute while I cook my pork, and then I'm going to salt it. I love salty broccoli, okay? I think the salt really helps bring out the flavor of the broccoli, so I'm going to salt it generously. And so yeah, so rinse it, stick it in the microwave for 2 minutes, let it sit for like a minute, and then salt it, and it's delicious. Okay, I know, it's messy in there. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit, and now the pork goes in. for, we'll do a minute and a half. So now my pork's going for a minute and a half while my broccoli sits and steams just ever so nicely. Okay, there we go. I've got my pork fresh out of the microwave, and I added some Dijon. I love Dijon with pork and actually beef too. Dijon mustard is great with practically anything. And if you want to make a really good creamy sauce for your pork tenderloin, after you sear the pork on the stove, you add a little bit of water, maybe 4 tablespoons worth of water or stock. You let that, you kind of scrub the bottom of the pan, get all the gristle off, and you let it steam off a little bit for the water. And then you add some cream just to give it a creamy consistency, maybe 1/4 cup of cream, and then you add a generous portion of Dijon, salt, pepper to taste, and you've got your creamy sauce for your tenderloin. And it doesn't look like a lot of broccoli, but that's because I already had 100 grams of broccoli earlier for my snack. So I'm going to eat this, and I cannot wait because I'm hungry. So here we go. Okay, so I'm sitting on the floor and I'm trying to crouch down so my head doesn't get chopped off in the frame because I forgot my tripod, so it's kind of just, you know, sitting there precariously, leaning against something, so the angle's a little off. But I'm sitting in front of the Christmas tree because it's 12 days of Vlogmas, and my stocking, actually that's the muscle stocking, he actually had to put that up himself, so it looks nice. We borrowed it from his mom, and she already had the ornaments on there. I was really looking for more of like a minimalist tree, but I couldn't really find one, and I'd rather buy an artificial one that's really small, kind of like that. I mean, that one's maybe 4 feet tall, but I couldn't find one that I wanted, so I'm not going to spend the money on an artificial one that I don't really want. Anyway, so I'm here with my dessert, sort of. It's just cream cheese straight up on a spoon. This is 28 grams, and then I have my black coffee, and I'll probably have another one of these before the night ends. And I don't know, it's the consistency of like cheesecake almost. It's a little bit more firm, but it's not sweet, so I'm staying away from my sweets, but it's like a treat anyway, so it's really good. And also too, cream cheese. Why cream cheese? Well, to tell you a little story, when I kind of sort of lived in Montreal for about 6 years, my ex and I went to one of his friend's house, and they served us, you know, a meal. And then afterwards, she gave us cheese, and I asked him later while we were alone, I was like, why did she serve cheese afterwards? And he was like, 'cause it's good. And I was like, okay, I can get along with that. So why am I eating cream cheese after my meal? 'Cause it's good. And it's fatty, so it'll keep you from getting too hungry later on. Let me show you what my calories are for the day. So like I said, my breakfast was a serving of almonds, 28 grams, and then for lunch I had 2 of those hot dogs. And then for dinner and a snack, I had broccoli and pork and dip, and I already added in my second serving of cream cheese, if it'll focus on that. So yeah, my totals for the day were, let's see, oh, I'm under a lot. I don't know, I might eat something else. We'll have to see. I am on a cut, okay? People always say, you don't eat enough. Well, I've been overeating for the holidays. I'm up a little bit in weight, so I'm on a cut. My carbs for the day are right about 20.7, and so I might eat something a little bit more. I really was struggling to get through that pork. I mean, it was delicious. I just, after I had had that snack right before, like 15, 20 minutes before, I don't know, I kind of didn't want any more. So, I mean, you know, they say eat at least 1,200 calories a day, but I'm not hungry right now. Like, still got this. I've just been holding on to it, and I'm gonna savor it with my coffee. And also too, real quick, I want to show you, I'm watching The Christmas Prince on Netflix, and I read today on Facebook, and you know, who knows if you can believe Facebook, but I read that some women, 53 women, have watched it every single night since it came out. So it must be good, and I'm getting in the holiday spirit over here, so I think I might watch that while the muscle works. I do want to do a video or a Vlogmas that talks about my favorite holiday movies, because I'm very particular about my holiday movies, so we'll get there. But I think for now, that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed Vlogmas Day 1. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. My name's Allie. Have a good one. Bye.